First thing that I do to stay ahead of schedule is that I prepare my tax paperwork right in the beginning of the new year. I make sure that I have all of my ducks in a row before I go to a tax person or before I do my taxes. This way I don't get any like surprises as in like you're missing this paperwork, you're missing this information. Now there could be surprises where it's like you have to pay this, you have to pay that, which is inevitable. It's taxes. Taxes are very daunting. When it comes to having all of my paperwork that I need and having a checklist while I'm preparing all of my paperwork, it has helped me so much stay ahead of schedule when it comes to doing my taxes. Another thing that I do to stay ahead of schedule, and I think, my entire family thinks I'm crazy for this, but it helps me out, it helps me keep peace of mind, all in all, staying ahead for the what ifs. And that is to show up to appointments 15 to 30 minutes early. You just never know. You never know what traffic you're gonna hit, if there's an accident. Most of the time, I can never find parking for my doctor's or dentist's office. It's always a pain in the butt. So I always leave 15 to 30 minutes early. Another thing that I do the night before is make sure that I have a full tank of gas before going to any appointment. Vet appointment, doctors, dentists, even the gym. I go to the gym Monday through Thursday. I only do classes. I work out with 15 to 25 people, and you have to be on time. If you're not, you do get charged, which I totally get it. They want everyone to show up on time, and I treat my workout classes as a doctor's appointment. So I always show up 15 to 20 minutes early. For an example, last week, I showed up 12 minutes early and there was a huge line to sign in because the apps for our phones were down. So we all had to sign in manually, and I'm so grateful that I went early, because if I didn't, then I would have been late waiting in that line to sign in. Showing up 15 to 30 minutes early for appointments, I think it's 100% worth it, because I kind of like take out the what ifs. What if there's an accident? What if there's no parking? I have time to find parking, and I have time to take a detour if I need to. Doing a load of laundry before it piles up, this is something that I had to kind of get into the groove with, because I am always busy and my wardrobe is an extreme minimalist wardrobe these days. Once when it gets to half a load, I throw it in. And I throw it in the dryer, and then usually when I get home from work, it's when I do that. And by the time I leave, I give myself a good 2.5 hours before my workout class during the week. By the time I leave for the gym, my clothes are already in the dryer, and when I get back, I can just take them out of the dryer and fold them while I'm, after a shower and eating, fold them while watching an episode of a show or just hanging out. I have some 15 to 20 minutes folding. It's been working out so well. Also, with my job, they only provided 3 work shirts. So I do wear a uniform, and they only gave me 3. I don't work 3 days a week, I work 5. So I have to make sure that those shirts are clean all the time. So by the time day 3 comes, I gotta wash them all. That's how I do laundry, every 3 days. And also when it comes to my work pants, I have 10 pairs. I use those same work pants for the gym because they are technically flared yoga pants, and they have pockets so I can put my phone, my keys while I work out. And again, I have 10 pairs, so I have more than enough to wear a clean pair to work and then a clean pair to the gym. I know this might not be for everybody, the way I'm doing it. But for myself, this is what helps me stay ahead of schedule with the whole laundry situation. And of course, with me living a busier lifestyle now, I need clean clothes. And I know if I was to buy more clothes, I wouldn't have to run around this much, but I don't want to waste my money on clothes that I know are not going to fit me. For an example, even the pants that I have right now, they're size extra large. They're constantly falling off on me. So I know pretty soon I'm gonna be a large, and then I'll be a medium, because I've been working really, really hard to lose this weight. In my last couple videos, I've been saying this for a little reference. I was 201 pounds when we moved in here at the end of February, and I am 185 now. So I know it's been like 6 or 7 months around there. It's been a while. The weight is coming off, but now that I've incorporated the gym, I feel like the weight is gonna come off even faster, hopefully. So I don't want to purchase any new clothes. I'm just gonna keep up with this doing laundry when it's half load situation instead of waiting for an entire load or couple loads to do laundry. I feel like that's also very daunting and makes me have a little bit more anxiety, where it's like, wait, I have to do like 2 large loads of laundry. I have to do the bedding, where, you know, most of the time when I do the bedding, my clothes are already done because I kept up with it during the week. Meal prepping, I mean, I don't think I need to say much about this. Most of us know what meal prepping is. I usually do my meal prepping Saturday nights. Today is Saturday, so I'm doing my meal prepping tonight. I fill up all these glass containers that we have, pretty large ones. I will do a whole thing of broccoli, a whole thing of, what's it called? Green beans with shaved almonds. So I'll have our greens ready, and the greens switch every week. I'll have the greens ready. For protein, I always do like black lentils or tofu or both, and then we can just scoop some of this stuff and put it in our salads for lunch. And then for dinner, I will have like the bottom shelf of the fridge. I will have either some pasta with veggies ready, you know, whatever I make for dinner goes under the bottom shelves, and all we have to do is just scoop it and warm it up. It is so freaking easy. It's also helped us stay on track with our calories, our protein. It's helped us stay on track too with, well, especially for me, not snacking on BS like cookies, chips. Like, we don't have any of that stuff in the house. I know if I keep that stuff here in the house, I will eat that constantly, which it's not food. It's not protein. It's just not real food compared to a nice good meal that's going to fill you up and give you all the nutrients you need. So I'm relearning how to eat better. I was eating better like when you guys first met me, and then when 2019 came and then I became self-employed, I kind of went downhill, and now I'm relearning how to eat better. Even when it comes to drinks, I always have 2 pitchers of water filled up in the fridge. We do have juice, but that's more my partner. I have severe acid reflux, so I can't have juice as I used to, which might be beneficial for myself because I was drinking more juice than water. But now all I drink is water. I have like this big giant cup that I take to work with me. I think it's like 32 ounces, and I refill that at least 3 times a day. So drinking a lot more water, making sure that I have nice cold water in the fridge ready to go. You know, it's filtered. It's like these little Brita pitchers. It's a lot easier to fill both of them up and then have a backup. Moral of the story, I meal prep, and that saves me time and money. Our grocery bill used to be around $900 a month, and now our grocery bill is around $530 a month. We're saving money by not snacking as much and just sticking to our main meals, and also of course meal prepping. Speaking of food, the next thing that I do, and I do this a day before, is I deep clean our fridge before I go grocery shopping. That way I have a nice clean fridge to put all of our fresh produce and just all this new stuff in our fridge. But back in the day, I used to go grocery shopping, come home and deep clean the fridge while all the fresh stuff was on the counter. That's just not a good idea to have everything just sitting there on the counter, especially like things that need to be refrigerated or frozen. So it was a little bit more of a mess and chaotic. So now I deep clean the fridge the night before or a couple hours before I go grocery shopping if I didn't have time the night before. And the last thing that I do, and it is another thing to do with food because food was a big issue in our house, and that is to create a main grocery list. This is how I stay ahead with not buying crap for the house. I fell off of this situation, you know, last year and the year before was pretty bad, where I would go to the grocery store and not have a list and just buy banana bread, croissants, chips, cookies, like a bunch of things that just wasn't really food. Now I have a main grocery list. I have one on my phone and I have one written in paper. The main grocery list, I usually take that if I didn't charge my phone. My car doesn't charge my phone, so there's times where I want to save the battery on my phone and just do grocery shop in the old-fashioned way and take a list. So I have duplicates. There's no excuse for me not to go without a list. Our list consists of 4 different categories. Everyone's different. For us, this is how our list goes. Fresh, which fresh is usually like lettuce, microgreens, kale, carrots, potatoes. Those are the fresh ingredients. And then we have protein, tofu, lentils, chickpeas, mushrooms. Those are our proteins. And then I have an other section. Others, usually condiments, hot sauce. My partner loves hot sauce. If I run out of pickles, I like pickles, so I will grab that. Just like, condiments that run out, that's what we put in the other section, or oils I'll put in the other section. And then for the other one is frozen. When it comes to frozen, I like to get like broccoli, cauliflower, green beans, I'm trying to think what else, yuca. Those are the things that I like to get frozen because they last a lot longer. There are some times too that I will get these like natural popsicles. Like for instance, summertime, I do grab some like fruit popsicles that don't have any like crazy amount of added sugar. It's okay if it has a little bit of added sugar, but I don't want like 𝑳𝒊𝒏𝒌𝒔. I don't want any of that stuff in our frozen main grocery list, because I mean 1 pint of 𝑳𝒊𝒏𝒌𝒔 is like 1,600 calories, if not more. It all depends on what flavor you get, and it's kind of mind-blowing because like that is almost your daily calorie intake. And if you're in a calorie deficit, that could be your daily intake. So I try to stay away from things like that. If I really, really want ice cream, and then I go for this brand here. It does have a lot of added sugar, but it's not as terrible as 𝑳𝒊𝒏𝒌𝒔's. If I didn't buy this, if I don't like, usually have cravings that time of the month. There's times where we have a ton of ice cream shops around us. We will go grab a small little ice cream. Most ice cream shops nowadays have a plant-based menu, which is amazing. And I will just grab a small, like a little small scoop, and that will cure my sugar craving for that time of the month. Well, back in the day, I used to get a large or an extra large, and even a medium I find very big. So I try to stay on track with that sugar addiction by not really adding any sugary things to my list. Also, eating before going grocery shopping helps out a lot. I make sure that I eat a good heavy meal. Not heavy as in like I'm like so sluggish. A meal, what I mean by heavy is a lot of protein and a lot of veggies and like 1 starch item. So I'm trying my best with this. I'm not perfect, but having main grocery lists have helped me out so much. I'm in and out of the store. I grab my reusable grocery bags, I go in, get my carriage, just following a checklist. I'm in there no longer than 20 minutes. If something is not there that's on the list, then I will go to another grocery store just to complete the list or find something that is similar. But creating a grocery list, it will help you out so much, not just with money, but with time, because time is money at the end of the day. Let me know down below, what are some things that you do in order to stay ahead of schedule, or some healthy habits you learned when it came to staying ahead of schedule.